Hi everyone. First of all, may I say to those of you who I've just had a video chat with how fabulous it was to chat to you outside in the garden in my shorts and t-shirt in the most glorious weather, and I sincerely hope you've all had similar today. For those of you that tuned in last night, you may remember I had made a sausage pie and I had showed you all the accompaniments that I had to go with it. As you can see, I still have half of the pie left, and in light of the fact that my partner and I are obeying the rules and we're not going out any more than we absolutely have to, in actual fact it was 2 weeks ago today since we were out shopping, and I'd like to try and avoid going out till next week. So we're trying to utilise the food that we have and not waste anything. So we're going to have that as a reheat tonight. So for my video, I have decided to show you how I would rejuvenate, if you like, a dish that we'd had the night before and make it slightly different and utilise the food. Again, as you have perhaps heard me saying on previous videos, we have a vegetable patch that we actually share with our next door neighbour. It's his ground and he allows us to plant vegetables on it, and we share the veg. And I noticed today that when I went down to have a look, I still have some kale which I have already picked and washed. We have some sprouts left which we did have last night, and we have some flat leaf parsley which I absolutely adore. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm basically going to show you how I would prepare, now this isn't necessarily a chefy way of doing things, but how I would prepare this veg. I have a pair of scissors that I use particularly for my veg prep, and all I'm going to do is just cut. As I say, I've already washed the veg, so that's already been done, and all I'm going to do is just cut the kale and the parsley into little slices, just like that. I'll just do a few just now. I obviously can do more for us later. So that is that. And for the sprouts, all I would do is take off the end. You have an end there that's not particularly nice, and I'll put it into my rubbish, and then just thinly slice the sprouts. Now there's no right or wrong way of doing this, but it's thinly sliced so that it's easy to fry, because I'm not even going to parboil these sprouts. I'm just going to fry them in the oil, which I'll tell you about in a second. So I'll do a few more. As I say, I can do this in batches because I've got a lot here, but we're not going to have potatoes tonight. We're just going to have the leftover pie with a selection of these greens for our tea tonight. So I'm going to put these veggies. Yes, Belle, we know you want to be in on the video, but you really shouldn't be in here. On the stove here I have a frying pan of olive oil, a little garlic and some chilies. Couldn't think there. Dried chilies. Now you don't have to have that, you could just have some oil. You might prefer to fry in fat. I don't, it's not very healthy. You might want to put more garlic in than I've put, or a little less, or none at all. Again, as always, it's down to preference. But I've had this heating for a little while, and all I'm going to do, you can hear that sizzle hopefully, is I'm going to fry the veg. Now, while that's frying, I'm just going to give this dish a little rinse. Don't need to dry it, because with this fry light I'm going to grease the dish, because I'm not going to stand at the stove for too long. As you all know, we don't eat till 7. It's only 20 to 6 just now. So what I've done is I've greased the dish, and as soon as this little batch here of veg is just slightly tossed in the oil, then I will get my holy spoon, as those of you that come to my classes will have heard me saying before, and I'm just going to drain that little amount of veg into the dish. Okay. Put it to the side, and then I will carry on in a wee while, and I will continue doing the rest of the vegetables in small batches as I've done just now. No point in having it too full, then it overflows and each bit of the veg doesn't get covered in sufficient oil. So I'm just going to carry on with that in a little while, and once this dish is full, I'm then going to just place it in my oven, 170 degrees, and that'll be absolutely perfect in time for our meal tonight. I probably won't put it in until a little bit later, but by the time I've done all the other veg, shallow fried it off, then put it in the casserole, it'll probably be ready to go into the oven. And that basically is it. A very, very easy evening tonight, and a quick way of having some nice green home vegetables served with the leftover pie. As far as the pie is concerned, I've got it covered in cling film just now because it's been stored in the fridge since last night. But what I'll do is, before I'm due to serve it, I will take off the cling film, I'll cover it with foil, and I'll put it back into the oven probably around about 6:30 to give it half an hour to reheat. But because I'll cover it with the foil, that will mean that the top won't burn, and it'll be just nice and just heated enough through for us to have for this evening. So, a very simple evening meal tonight, guys. Don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow night, but I've got all day to have a good think, but there will be something new, something different for you to try tomorrow night. Hope you all have a fantastic evening and a great day tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening. Take care and please stay safe. Bye.